Welcome to my channel. It's Lori Brothers here again with some yoga to support your uh, growth and your sense of meeting yourself. I'm enjoying being here with you and I look forward to seeing your comments. Thank you for anyone who is letting me know if you like the feeling that you're getting. I have a lot of comments coming through that you really appreciate how you feel when you're done with the class, whether you're doing it live or in the replay. And I'm happy that I can make that difference for you. It is my joy to share what I have learned and what I know and to help you feel better. So, welcome. And we want to get started today with coming to the mat. Remember that we do some restorative work at the end. So, having a chair to put your legs up on or the wall might be nice if you prefer to sit near a wall, if you have one in the space you're working within, and a pillow would be also important. We're going to do supported fish today at the end to be the counter to our inversion. So prepare for those by getting your props ready and then meet me on your mat. It feels wonderful being on my mat again today with all of you. Hi to all of you out there. Okay, let's take our legs straight out to start. So we're just going to start with shaking the legs. Just kind of warming up to be able to sit. And remember, if you're newer to sitting on the floor and that feels like a bit of a struggle, that using a pillow or a folded blanket or towel under the seat bones is going to help shift your hip girdle to help you to feel more comfortable sitting on the floor with integrity. So we do want to give the body structure that sense of feeling supported and safe. Okay, take heels a little wider from each other and just do one leg. So shaking the leg and windshield wiping from the hip. So we're kind of just getting the whole leg in motion. Good, and then just relax that leg and we're going to do the other side. Just windshield wipering the whole leg from the hip. So the whole leg is in a rolling motion. Good. And then relax. So we just wanted to warm up a little bit before we get started. I'm checking to make sure that my speaker looks like it's working. Yes, I want to make sure you all can hear me. And now we're going to do a very short guided centering. So every time you come to your yoga practice and you do that short centering, it really creates an inward pattern for you to remember to meet yourself in your practice. So whether you're sitting cross-legged or this is half lotus pose with one leg over the other, you can sit with the leg out. So remember, once again, if you're sitting on a pillow that is supporting you to feel a little more solid into the seat bones, it helps you to lift the heart. And the whole idea of sitting cross-legged, just for a little background in that dynamic, is to create a little triangle so that you have a place to sit from out of the seat bones and have a nice tall spine. So that's part of what sitting cross-legged on the floor is working toward. But wherever you are in creating that healthy sit position for yourself so that you can lift the heart and sit tall in the spine is the integrity of supporting the body to be well, okay? So be well on the floor, sitting. So let's just take those fingertips, touch them together, and that kind of sets an intention even deep into the nervous system that you're going to go inward. And then just closing your eyes and taking those next deep breaths in with the intention to draw inward as you breathe in into that space where you meet yourself inward. And on the exhale, clear out anything that you can let go of, which is just an intention to make more space. And then that next breath in moves into that more expanded inner space that you're tapping into. And then just reflect and review on your reasons for meeting yourself in a nice yoga practice. And we know the physical benefits, the emotional, mental balance that we can create. What is it that you are intending? Strength, flexibility, peace, calm, any and all of those. We're just reviewing so that we connect into them as qualities now. And then after planting those seeds of intention in the heart and in the mind, gently open your eyes with an awareness that you just practiced going inward and you're back in the external world. Great. All right. So let's move into coming into the table on your hands and knees today. So you're going to come onto your hands and knees. This is the table pose. And we start with first, let's do lateral stretching side to side. So you're going to crunch the right ear and the right hip toward each other, making a nice little crunch to the right. Now inhale back to the center. Exhale, crunch to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, crunch to the right. Inhale to the center. One more crunch to the left. Good, and back to the center. Lateral side to side stretching so that we continue to have flexibility in the spine. Now we're going to do our flexing and rounding. Chin and tailbone. Inhale as you lift the chin and tailbone up. Exhale, tuck the chin and tailbone and round. Inhale, lift up. Exhale and round. Tucking the chin and tailbone. Two more. We're just warming up. Inhale and exhale. And last one. Breathe it in and flex. Exhale and round. Good. Then come back to a flat back. So we're going to sit back towards your heels into the child pose and walk your fingertips out away from you, getting a nice extended stretch here, an extended child's pose. Good. We're just lengthening out the shoulders, the arms. And then we're going to go back into another flowing motion. So we're going to come into the table again and bring the chest through the arms into the swan. And then as you exhale, sit back towards your heels and round. Inhale, come through the arms, lengthen out, and then exhale and round. And let's do one more. Inhale, come through into the swan. Exhale and round. Great. Come back to the table pose. Terrific. All right, so release your wrists if you need to. Just make those little bit of circles with one and then the other. Good. We're going to go into a regular plank today. So you're going to come toward the edge of your mat. Fingers are wide and hands are about shoulder width apart. So you have a nice stance in the hands. Feet are about hip width apart. When you take that right foot back, curl the toes and the left foot back. And then if the tailbone's up in the air at all, bring it down to be in line with the spine. So you want a nice straight spine in your plank. Good. Drop to your knees, sit back towards your heels. Let's do one more round. We're just doing a little bit of strengthening here. Top of your mat, right foot back, left foot back. Come into your plank and pull that belly in. So this time be more aware of tightening up those abs. We're doing core work. We're building bone. Good. And then drop to the knees and rest. Good. Come back to the table. Now we're going to go into our flow series that we do, which is working on balance and then into the half side plank. So we're going to start with taking the right hand out and stepping the left leg back. Then lifting that left heel and reach out through the right fingers and the left toes. You're finding a point to gaze at in front of you to steady yourself. And the breath is also cycling and very important part of our practice. Keep the breath flowing and release back to the table. We're building bone, we're building core. Let's do the other side. Left hand reaches, right toes go back. You can keep them there or lift that heel up. And either way, we are getting that nice upper body strengthening on the right shoulder and chest and back now. We're holding our weight as we hold the weight on the left knee, buttock, and hip. Good work. Breathe with it. And then release. Good. And we're going to continue flowing into another set for core and upper body strength. So now we need to move into lining up the right knee and hand. You're going to take that connection of creating your foundation on the right, take the left foot back, anchor that left foot on the floor, and then open the left arm up. Now, if this is your edge, stay right there. Doing great work. You can always add lifting that left leg up. And if you have the upper body strength and the core and you want to do a full side plank, that is always an option. Breathe with it. Good. Let's lower back down. Try to use a mindful return to the table pose. And then we're going to do the other side. I'm just turning around because I want to face forward for you. So now we're taking that left knee and hand and lining it up. Take the right foot and extend it out, planting the foot on the floor, and then take the right arm up into the air. Lift that right leg if you want that extra edge. It's okay to start keeping that foot on the floor. And as you build strength, you will be able to move to that next level of balance. And lower back down onto the floor. Good. Rest just for a moment. Good. And then we're going to come through a squat or come up to standing, however it feels good for you. So if you can squat and hang forward, you're just going to roll up, stack up to standing. Good job. Okay, we're going to do our nice flow yoga for the back of the body. So feet are about hip width apart or a little wider because we're going to do a forward bend. So if you have tight hamstrings, you might want the feet just a little wider apart. It's just up to you to find what supports you. Palms together in front of the heart. We're going to inhale, reach fingers up, look up at the thumbs. Exhale, flow forward, look into the knees. Inhale, look out in front of you. Exhale, look into the knees. Now inhale, lift all the way up to standing and stretch. And exhale as you circle back around to the heart. One more round. Let's stretch it up and fold forward. Look out in front of you into your swimmer stretch. Look back into the knees. Lift the arms to the T position and then lift all the way up and stretch those arms over your head. And this time, bring those palms together right down in front of the heart. Good. All right. So let's do just a little bit of cleansing breaths now that we are in standing. We're going to inhale, shoulders up toward the ears, and then out through the mouth. Ha. Inhale. Ha. One more. Inhale. Ha. Great. Shake out those shoulders. And then we're just going to bring feet a little closer together. Bend the knees, circles. And then go back around the other way. And come back up to standing. And just one more for the hips. Let's take a nice circle with the tailbone. Like you have a pencil on the end of the tailbone, just drawing circles on the floor below you. And getting that nice effect of opening up and bringing blood flow into the hip girdle. Let's go back the other way. Circle around. Good. That's wonderful. So now we're going to move into our one more warm up, and this one's going to be our wood chopper. And we do this in most of the flow series because we just want to get those toxins out at this point in order to make sure we're creating that open lung capacity to draw air in as we're doing our stretches. So hold on to your axe by interlacing your fingers. We inhale the arms up over the head and then out through the mouth, chop, ha, down between the legs. Inhale up, ha, out through the mouth. A nice loud letting go, ha. Last one, inhale, ha. Great. All right, you may just feel lighter already. So now we're moving into our flow series for today. We're going to go into our triangle. So we're moving the feet wide. The legs should eventually be as wide as one of your legs between both feet. That's about 3.5 to 4 feet wide. If you aren't able to get that wide stance yet, work where you're comfortable, where you feel stable. But the wider the feet, the more you're going to get that nice opening in the hips and in the hamstrings. Okay? Let's turn your feet to the right. So the right foot goes 90 degrees. The left foot also turns toward the right. Bring those hips back toward the front as much as you can with the arms in the T position. Kick out that left hip. Reach toward the right. And then paddle, aligning the ear, shoulder, and leg up. So if you're leaning forward, line up that ear with the shoulder and leg so you get nice alignment. Good. Now, if you can go deeper into the stretch, you want to make sure you stay aligned. Reach your right rib cage out over the right leg. Keep lifting up and out through the top of the head. So wherever your edge is, make sure you're not collapsing. You want to stay in a space where you have length in the torso. So if that means you're up here, then just do that great work. Find your edge. We're breathing with it. Good. And as you breathe with it, anchor into that back heel, the left heel planted, reach through the fingers in the air. Opening up, getting some length here. Now take the hand in the air, drop it behind you. Rotate the ribs up toward the ceiling, and you can look up toward the ceiling as well, but listen to your neck. If you need to look straight ahead, that's fine. Notice if you're dropping the head and lift it a bit, reach out through the top of the head. We're creating that nice openness in the torso. And then let's take the arm back up into your full triangle. Breathe. Good. Lift back up to standing, arms in a T, and bend your right knee. Look out over your right fingertips. Pull those abs in. So we want a nice warrior stance. Breathe. I am the warrior, creating the strength and stamina to meet my goals. Now dip back into dancing warrior. That left hand is coming down the left leg, the right arm up. Turn the right palm backwards and arch. Good. Back to the warrior pose. Now lower the arms, turn to the right, connect into the lower body and anchor into that back leg, which should be straight. The front knee is still bent. Let's take those arms out or up. So you're just going to find your edge into proud warrior. Lift the heart, but relax the shoulders. Celebrate the victory of meeting life's challenges with success. And then lower your arms, hands on the low back, straighten the front leg, and fold forward. Now, flat back is teepee pose, just creating nice strength in the legs. And if you take that teepee pose deeper, you can go into lengthening the spine as well. So you're just finding your edge. Lift back up to standing. Bend your knee one more time. Good. We're going to bring your left hand to the right leg. The right hand stays on the low back. Okay. And then you're going to turn to your right to look over your right shoulder. Now, as you feel strong enough, you can bring your forearm to the thigh, keep the heart lifted, and go into a little deeper length here, more stretch. Find your edge. And then unwind. Come back around to the front. Good. All right, other side. We're turning the feet to the left. Left foot all the way turned 90 degrees. The right foot also turned to the left. Good. Hips back to the front. Arms in a T. And we're kicking out the right hip. The legs stay straight. Reach toward the left wall. Paddle into your triangle. Remember, if the hand is here and you're creating nice anchoring in that back heel and you're getting stretch in the hamstrings, in the groin, lengthen the spine by reaching through the top of the head. You're doing good work. If you lengthen deeper in, remember to lift your left rib cage away from the floor so that you're lengthening out over that left leg. And you can look up at the hand, look up at the ceiling, or look straight ahead. So listen to your neck. Stay anchored in that back heel and bring your right hand behind you. Rotate the ribs up toward the ceiling. So we're just getting more opening in the torso. I call this anti-gravity because you're creating opening and length. Triangle is great for that. Try to keep that rotation. Take the arm all the way back up into full triangle. Breathe. Press into your feet. Come back up to standing and bend the left knee. That right heel's planted into the floor. Look out over the left fingertips. Keep that breath nice and steady. It's fueling your warrior pose. Dip back into dancing warrior. Turn the palm backwards and arch. Good work. Come back to the warrior. Lower your arms, turn to the left. Anchor into that back heel. The front knee is still bent. Let's take those arms out or up into proud warrior. Celebrate the victory of meeting life's challenges with success. Lower the arms, hands on your low back. Straighten that front leg, anchor into the back heel, come flat back into teepee pose, or go deeper down the leg. So just find your edge. Breathe. Lift back up to standing. Good. Bend the knee one more time. That leg is stacked. Knee on top of the ankle. And then we are going to keep the left hand on the low back. The right hand comes to your knee. Look over that left shoulder. If you want more stretch, stay anchored in the back heel. The forearm can come to the thigh. Lift the heart. Look over that left shoulder. and then unwind. Back to the center. Okay. So bring your feet closer together again, bend your knees. Let's thank the joints. Make sure that we are nurturing and bringing fluids into those joints that we are working. Let's go back the other way. Good. Okay. So now we're going to move into a little balancing work. How about working with the eagle today? I know that we like that pose as one that really challenges you to find your center. Okay, so there are variations of it. This way you can build into a greater edge as you move into your practice more and more. So the left toes are going to come on top of the right foot. If you can wrap that leg all the way around, you can go there. If those joints aren't flexible for that work, step the left toes on top of the right, arms straight out. Now, if you're learning to find more balance, this is a wonderful edge. Stay right there. If you want to sink down, sitting into that invisible chair behind you, come into a squat here. Breathe with it. Press down, come back up to standing, and then we step open and fly. Open the heart, open the collarbone by pressing the chest forward. Breathe. Good. Okay, same side. A little more to change that center of gravity. So we're going to bring the left toes on top of the right, arms straight out. Now you can take that right arm and hook it under the left and then bring the left hand towards you. That's the more advancing variation. Otherwise, you're just going to interlace your hands so that your wrists are crossed and then sit back down. So this changes the center of gravity a bit. You have to challenge yourself differently to keep finding your center and staying planted. And then the eagle is ready to fly. So press back down to come up, open up your wings, step open and fly. Breathe deep. Breathe into the open lungs. Breathe into the open heart. Good. Okay, other side. Bring those right toes on top of the left foot. Bring the arms out in front of you. Stay right there if you're learning good balancing. And if you want more edge, sit down into your invisible chair behind you, coming into a squat. The breath is steady. Finding a point to gaze at helps to steady you. Press down to come back up. Step open and fly. Breathe into that open heart. A wonderful feeling. Good. Let's do one more. Bring the right toes on top of the left foot. Arms straight out. Now you can cross that left arm under the right and interlace fingers, or wrap that left arm all the way under, connecting palms. Okay. And then sit down. Whatever your edge is here, you're finding your way into the eagle pose. Keep the breath steady. Press down to come back up. Unwrap, step open, and fly. Good. All right. So, take your feet a little wider. We're going to do our breath of joy. So, knees are relaxed. 3 sniffs in through the nose, out through the mouth. 3 sniffs in together at first. So let's go. Breathe in, and ha. Inhale, 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 ha. 2 more. In, and out. Last one. Breathe in, and out. Good. All right, we are flooding ourselves with that fresh oxygenated blood, moving into every nook and cranny that we just opened and lengthened. And now we are ready to move down onto the floor. So let's come onto the floor. And today we're going to come on your belly. We're going to do 2 back bends. So we're going to move first into position for the cobra. Hands are underneath the shoulders. Okay. Elbows tucked into the ribs. Forehead down. You can walk your feet a little toward the edges of your mat, tops of the feet pressing down. And then we're going to lift forehead, nose, chin, and chest. Come up into your cobra. Remember, it's a lift and not a press, so you want to find your edge without forcing the spine. Breathe. Exhale. Tucking the chin, the nose, the forehead. Feel the whole back of the body relax. Breathe. And inhale. Lifting forehead, nose, chin, and chest. Breathe. Add a head turn. Look to the right. Back to the center. Look over to the left. Now back to the center. Exhale. Tucking the chin, the nose, the forehead. And completely rest. Bring your forearms up. Rest your forehead on your forearms. We're going to work on the boat today. So we're going to bring arms straight out in front of you, palms facing each other. And then by reaching out for the toes and fingers and lifting the arms and legs, we create the boat. So you're just going to lift up legs, lift up the arms, reach through the toes and fingers. Long, deep breaths. And then on an exhale, lower and completely relax. Shake the hips side to side. We're going to do one more round of the boat with arm variations. So you're going to start with arms out, palms facing each other. Lift the fingers, lift the hands and legs. Reach up and out. Arms in a T, breathe. And take those arms behind you, squeezing the shoulder blades. Breathe. And as you lower down, completely soften, completely move back into the crocodile, the resting pose. And then press back through the table and sit towards your heels in your child's pose. So we're doing a counter stretch. We want to completely rest and round the back after those back bends. Great. As you're ready, gently lift your head back up and come to sitting. So we're going to do our full twist flow today. And that starts with bringing your right foot up, cross it over the left leg, anchoring that bent knee, reach out with the right hand, wind up, watching your fingertips with your eyes. And then bring that right hand onto the floor. And as you look over the right shoulder, long, slow, deep breaths. We've worked the kidneys and adrenals in our back bends, and now we're massaging the liver and the gallbladder here on the right. So breathe, long, slow, deep breaths. Then lifting that hand, the right hand sweeps around to the front. We're going to cross the center and turn to the left to unwind the spine. Breathe with it. Come back to the center. So now we rest that right foot and ankle on the floor. Pull the left toes back towards you and sit tall. Good. Remember, if this position doesn't feel right for your joints, you can bring the right foot to the inner left leg. So wherever your edge is fine. Sit tall. And now we're going to bring the upper body down and out over that extended leg. So you're just working on finding your edge. If you need to sit right here and you're feeling opening, you're feeling a conversation in the body of stretch, work right there and breathe with it. Relax. If you can go deeper, you're folding deeper as the body receives the message to lengthen and open. So remember that when you find the most comfortable edge where you can soften, the body lets go. So if you're one that tends to force through something, you want to relax and take a little less. It's going to help you open your edge and actually create more flexibility in the body. And let's release. Roll back up to sitting. And we're going to take a deeper twist again, bringing the right forearm onto the floor. Hold on to the bent knee and rotate up to the left with your ribs and the head. So you're just making another variation of twist here. Breathe. And then come up to sitting and take that deeper turn again to the left. Just look over the left shoulder. Back to center. Good. Shake out the leg. And then we're going to move to the other side. So bring that left foot up and cross it over the right leg. Hold on to the bent left knee and reach out with the left hand. We're winding up consistently. So we're watching the fingertips to include the head and neck. Then bring that hand to the floor. Lift the heart and look over the left shoulder. Long, slow, deep breaths are massaging now the spleen, pancreas, and digestive system. Keeping those breaths deep, massaging the organs. And then lifting the hand, wind around to the center and past the center to counter stretch, looking over the right shoulder. Good. Okay, let's take that left foot and ankle and rest it on the floor. It's crossing the knee over the straight leg. Or you can bring the left foot to the inner right thigh. Pull the right toes towards you, sit tall, move into that stretch. Forward bend. It can be a little if you're feeling a increased conversation going on in the hips, the hamstrings, stay right there. As you soften with the breath, moving deeper into relaxation, you find a deeper edge. It's a gentle motion into deepening into your stretch. Breathe. And then release, rolling back up to sitting. Good. Let's take the left forearm, bring it down onto the floor. Hold on to the bent knee with the right hand and rotate up to the right with the head and ribs. Long, slow, deep breaths here. And then come back up to sitting and take that deeper turn to the right. And back to the center. Good. Let's take two legs out. Windshield wiper the legs, just releasing those thighs, the hips, and pull the toes towards you and sit tall. So if your hamstrings are tight, you may be feeling that stretch right there. If you like to place a little pillow under the knees, if you have tight hamstrings, it will help you relax a little more into your forward bend. So that's just a little tip if you're learning to lengthen hamstrings. Now we're all going to reach up, stretch up and out. Take the upper body out over the lower body. And for some of you, that might be right here. So if you're at the knees and you're getting a stretch, you're doing good work. So you're just finding the conversation that is bringing length into your body. Without judgment, without comparison to anything other than listening to the wisdom of your body and where you can go now. Now scan the lower body. Notice if you can relax the kneecaps, soften the thighs. So any softening that you can create is going to help those tighter hamstrings to let go even more. Relax the neck, relax the shoulders. And then roll back up to sitting and shake out the legs. Good. Okay. So we're going to go into our restorative work now. So grab your chair or put legs on the wall, whatever your variation is that you like to use. You're going to sit next to your chair and then lie back, bringing the legs up and resting comfortably with the legs relaxed. Those femurs, the thigh bones are resting back into the hip sockets just by bringing the legs up, which grounds the hip girdle and the lower back down into the floor. So relaxing into the support of the floor for the lower back, the middle back, the upper back. The whole spine is held. The neck can soften as you rest the weight of your head into the floor. Arms are at the sides, away from the body a bit. And if you can roll the palms open, you'll begin opening up the shoulder pattern to release the effects of gravity that can create rolled shoulders. So we just want to let the whole body rest and be held by the chair and the floor, or legs on the wall and resting into the floor. So we're going to do just a couple of rounds of counted breath here. Count how long silently you breathe in through the nostrils, double how long you exhale. If you breathe into 2, exhale to 4, 3 will be 6, 4 breaths in will be 8 counts back out. So you're working just to lengthen the breath out to signal the whole body system to slow down. Lengthening the exhalation begins the process of cooling the body. And then relax the counting and just let the breath define a deepening, natural rhythm. Continue to rest, receiving the support of the chair and the floor, and let the breath cycle in and out. The body will become heavier. It will feel heavier as you let the body surrender into the support of the chair or the wall and the floor. And all of your energy that you would use externally is now being harnessed to begin to repair, restore, and rejuvenate all of your systems. Feet, ankles, knees, hips, and spine are suspended in anti-gravity. You're recovering and restoring the nervous system, immune system, circulatory system. And remember, staying in this position even longer is a restorative conversation with the body. So if you're feeling great here, remember to put legs up regularly and give the body the conversation that helps it recover, repair, and heal. We're going to bring knees toward the chest now, releasing legs, and roll to one side to come up to sitting, just to get a prop to use behind the back at the shoulder blades. So you're going to use your pillow or your block under the shoulder blades. And what you're going to do is lie back in a way that allows you just to bring your head to the edge of the pillow. And you're going to feel that occipital ridge where the head and neck meet kind of rest into the edge of the pillow. And we're lifting the chest, opening the belly. The shoulders will soften away from the ears with the arms out at your sides, coming into supported fish pose. This is the nice counter stretch for legs up in the inversion, because we've brought blood flow back to where the organs, the heart, the thyroid, the brain, and now we are allowing softening. We're reaping the benefits of bringing more oxygen and blood flow into allowing ourselves to open, soften, and relax. The breath is in a nice steady cycle. And if you're enjoying how this feels as you continue to just rest into the support in the back and the openness of the front, remember that you can move into supported fish anytime that you want to relax and recover. This is great before going to sleep at night. You can even use your regular bed pillow to move along the whole length of the spine, resting it lengthwise and just resting. Now, very gently, because you've been in an inversion and you've let the body slow down, you're just going to roll off the prop and roll to one side and just rest for a moment. Just rolling onto the side and feeling the body still in that state of relaxation. And then as you're ready, nurture yourself back up to sitting. Feeling the effects of your whole flowing yoga practice today, and then that restorative ending to really receive all of that good work, good patterning. So remember now to sit how you're comfortable. Use a prop if you need a prop to sit on, and Lift the heart. And we'll turn the left palm up and the right palm down. And eyes closed or gently looking down, move back into that inward focus. You meeting you. How are you feeling? What is your experience now? And recalling your intentions. Receiving through the left hand the benefits of your work, plugging them into your own well being with the right hand. And then bringing palms together in front of the heart in prayer pose, honoring now the peace and calm, harmony, strength, and wisdom within you. May the merit of this practice benefit your own well being and the well being of those around you. Peace, peace, and only peace. Gently open your eyes. Namaste. I hope that's a very happy namaste and that you're doing good and feeling the effects of taking the time out of your day to work on some flowing yoga that helps move things along, shift your perspective, and help bring strength and flexibility into all the parts of your being. All right, everyone, have a great rest of your day.